Welcome to Success Path Academy. Questions on major body systems, digestive, respiratory, circulatory, and the five senses, sight, hearing, taste, smell, touch. Digestive system. What is the main function of the digestive system? Answer: to break down food and absorb nutrients. Where does digestion begin? Answer: mouth. What is the tube called that carries food from the mouth to the stomach? Answer: esophagus. What organ churns food and mixes it with digestive juices? Answer: stomach. Which organ absorbs most nutrients from food? Answer: small intestine. What organ stores waste before it leaves the body? Answer: large intestine. What is the job of saliva in the mouth? Answer: to help break down food. What organ produces bile to help digest fats? Answer: liver. What organ stores bile? Answer: gallbladder. What is the name of the process of breaking down food into smaller pieces? Answer: digestion. Where does most water absorption happen in the digestive system? Answer: large intestine. What is the last part of the digestive system called? Answer: rectum. Which organ makes insulin to help control blood sugar? Answer: pancreas. What is the main job of the teeth? Answer: to chew food. What is the flap that covers the windpipe when you swallow? Answer: epiglottis. What is the wave-like motion that moves food through the digestive tract? Answer: peristalsis. What is the main nutrient absorbed in the small intestine? Answer: nutrients, proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals. What is the main waste product of digestion? Answer: feces. What is the name for the liquid that helps break down food in the mouth? Answer: saliva. What is the main function of the stomach acid? Answer: to help digest food and kill germs. Respiratory system. What is the main function of the respiratory system? Answer: to bring in oxygen and remove carbon dioxide. What organ do we use to breathe? Answer: lungs. What muscle helps the lungs move air in and out? Answer: diaphragm. What are the tiny air sacs in the lungs called? Answer: alveoli. What tube carries air from the nose and mouth to the lungs? Answer: trachea, windpipe. What part of the body do we use to smell? Answer: nose. What happens when you inhale? Answer: you breathe in oxygen. What happens when you exhale? Answer: you breathe out carbon dioxide. What is the main waste gas we breathe out? Answer: carbon dioxide. What protects the lungs in your chest? Answer: rib cage. What are the two branches that lead from the trachea to the lungs called? Answer: bronchi. What is the name for the small tubes inside the lungs? Answer: bronchioles. What is the main function of the nose in breathing? Answer: to filter, warm, and moisten air. What is the voice box called? Answer: larynx. What keeps food from going into the windpipe? Answer: epiglottis. What is the name for the movement of air into and out of the lungs? Answer: breathing, respiration. What is the main function of the alveoli? Answer: gas exchange, oxygen in, carbon dioxide out. What is the main job of the diaphragm? Answer: to help lungs expand and contract. What happens to your breathing rate when you exercise? Answer: it increases. What is the main function of mucus in the nose? Answer: to trap dust and germs. Circulatory system. What is the main function of the circulatory system? Answer: to transport blood, oxygen, and nutrients. What organ pumps blood around the body? Answer: heart. What are the blood vessels that carry blood away from the heart called? Answer: arteries. What are the blood vessels that carry blood to the heart called? Answer: veins. What are the tiny blood vessels where exchange of gases and nutrients occurs? Answer: capillaries. What is the red liquid that flows through your body? Answer: blood. What is the largest artery in the body? Answer: aorta. What is the main job of red blood cells? Answer: carry oxygen. What is the main job of white blood cells? Answer: fight infection. What is the main job of platelets? Answer: help blood clot. What is the watery part of blood called? Answer: plasma. How many chambers does the human heart have? Answer: 4. What is the name of the upper chambers of the heart? Answer: atria. What is the name of the lower chambers of the heart? Answer: ventricles. What is the main function of the heart valves? Answer: to keep blood flowing in one direction. What is the main function of the pulse? Answer: to show your heart rate. What is the name of the blood vessel that brings blood from the body to the heart? Answer: vein, specifically vena cava. What is the name of the blood vessel that brings blood from the lungs to the heart? Answer: pulmonary vein. What is the name of the blood vessel that takes blood from the heart to the lungs? Answer: pulmonary artery. What is the main function of the circulatory system's blood vessels? Answer: to carry blood throughout the body. The 5 senses. What are the 5 senses? Answer: sight, hearing, taste, smell, touch. What organ do we use to see? Answer: eyes. What organ do we use to hear? Answer: ears. What organ do we use to taste? Answer: tongue. What organ do we use to smell? Answer: nose. What organ do we use to touch? Answer: skin. What sense helps us see colors and shapes? Answer: sight. What sense helps us hear music and voices? Answer: hearing. What sense helps us taste sweet, sour, salty, and bitter? Answer: taste. What sense helps us smell flowers in food? Answer: smell. What sense helps us feel hot, cold, and pain? Answer: touch. What part of the eye controls how much light enters? Answer: pupil. What part of the ear vibrates to help us hear? Answer: eardrum. What are the small bumps on your tongue called? Answer: taste buds. What part of your skin helps you feel things? Answer: nerve endings. What part of the nose detects smells? Answer: olfactory receptors. What sense helps you know if something is soft or rough? Answer: touch. What sense helps you know if something is loud or quiet? Answer: hearing. What sense helps you know if something is bright or dark? Answer: sight. What sense helps you know if something is spicy or bland? Answer: taste. What part of the eye helps you focus on objects? Answer: lens. What part of the ear helps you keep your balance? Answer: inner ear. What part of your body has the most touch receptors? Answer: fingertips. What sense helps you enjoy a sweet-smelling flower? Answer: smell. What sense helps you read a book? Answer: sight. What sense helps you feel a soft blanket? Answer: touch. What sense helps you know if a bell is ringing? Answer: hearing. What sense helps you taste ice cream? Answer, taste. What sense helps you know if food is spoiled? Answer, smell. What sense helps you recognize your favorite song? Answer, hearing. What sense helps you know if something is cold? Answer, touch. What sense helps you know if something smells bad? Answer, smell. What sense helps you know if something is sour? Answer, taste. What sense helps you know if something is soft? Answer, touch. What sense helps you see in the dark? Answer, sight. What sense helps you know if something is hot? Answer, touch. What sense helps you know if something is sweet? Answer, taste. What sense helps you hear music? Answer, hearing. What sense helps you smell cookies baking? Answer, smell. What sense helps you feel the wind on your face? Answer, touch.